Hey gang, word of encouragement for you today. Today's word is share your testimony. If God has done something for you, let me get that finger up like there. If God has done something special for you, share it. He didn't do that so you can hoard it. Okay? Share your story. You have no idea how that can help somebody else and encourage somebody else. God answers our prayers, but He is bigger than what we think He is. He's not just giving us the stuff we need or what we want. He will use that to heal someone else. He will use that testimony by meeting your need. He will use that to encourage somebody else. But not if you don't open up your mouth and share it. So share your testimony. So that I'm not a hypocrite, I am going to share a testimony of a couple of years ago that I find is just amazing. And it applies today for a few reasons. One is I was unemployed, so there's still a lot of people out there without work. During my year and a half of unemployment, I grew closer to God. The biggest lesson I learned was how to trust God. I believed God before that. I knew God. I loved God. But I really had a problem trusting. I was always trusting in myself, and I wasn't trusting in God. So a job came along where I actually, for some friends of ours who lived up about 100 miles away from us. So I'd go up every week and then be there for 3 or 4 or 5 days, and they would put me up and feed me and stuff like that. So it worked out really well. The agreement was they were going to pay me $2,200 a month, okay, at the end of each month. Well, the first month that I started working for them, Troy and I, my wife and I, we prayed specifically that God bring into our house that month $4,000. We had no idea where the money was going to come from. It wasn't owed to us by any means, but that's what we needed that month to get kind of caught up in some other things. And so in that prayer, my wife and I walked away going, you know what, we know God will do it. We have no idea how or where the money's coming from, but God does. On about the 20th of that month, the people that I was working for wrote me a check for $2,200. They said, well, we wanted to pay you early. On the last day of that month, the month isn't over yet, and we didn't have the $4,000 total yet in our house. The last day of that month, they wrote me another check for $2,200, and they said, we wanted to pay you early. So I look on that, God gave us the $4,000 that we asked for, plus money so that we could tithe and give back to God. And that was just amazing to me. We never shared that story ahead of time with the people that I was working for. That's something that God directed them to do. We know it, and hopefully that finds you today. Maybe this applies to you, maybe it doesn't directly, but one thing does apply: share your testimony. That's my wife. I gotta go. Have a great one.